structures running across farmland south of Auckland. What do you think?
Strange, isn't it? Because they used to be a sign of progress. If you had electricity, you lifted
Absolutely.
yourself out of the pre-industrial age. Now you can't do without them. So, I mean, what's the argument? I mean, it shouldn't be on my land. Well, did they buy the farms with the pylons on it or not? And
what do you think, Keith? Just a fact of life.
Well, I think it's about price. If we want to have the environment where we don't have the pylons, then it's underground. We're going to have them some way.
Yeah.
And it's about price, and then I guess that's a decision that we all have to make. Are the farmers that are complaining about the pylons on their land prepared to pay more for their electricity so that it's all underground?
Right.
it won't be the farmers paying more, we'll be paying more.
We'll all pay more.
Yeah.
And no doubt there is a small rental they could arrange, come to agreement with, so because it's access to the land, that sort of thing. But a lot of this access was decided a long time ago. It's a bit like people buying a house next to the airport and saying it's too noisy.
Well, just quickly to wrap up, shock, horror, mainland cheese doesn't actually come from the mainland. It's not made down in the South Island, but in the Waikato. Is this a big problem, Keith?
It's the biggest problem in the country. Honestly, it's the biggest problem in the country. We tell everybody we've got this wonderful food product. The only food product from New Zealand that ends up on somebody's table that says New Zealand on it is wine. Shouldn't that surprise us and worry us? It's about branding. We need country of origin labelling. This is a classic case of a rip-off, a lie.
Right, well, we certainly don't want to see any more than that.
No.
Thanks, team. Coming up, we take to task or give praise to the movers and shakers in the ag sector. You won't want to miss this. Well, it's one of our favourite parts of the show. Now it's on to You Beauty, praise or abolishing, the opposite. What do you have, Neville?
Well, I was very interested to see the announcement from Silverfern Farms that a couple from the Hawke's Bay, Sam and Hannah Morra, had won a prize, first time awarded to farmers outside of New Zealand, from Marks and Spencer, probably Britain's best known retailer.
What was the prize for?
Oh, it's for their meat that they're breeding on the property, and then Silverfern Farms selling it in the Marks and Spencer's shops. It's fantastic.
What do you think, Keith?
I think
It's a
it's
real
great.
step up for New Zealand producers.
Well, that's exactly what what I was talking about before. It's country of origin labelling, not just country of origin. That's the farm it comes from. These people are producing a great product, and the people in Britain are prepared to pay more for it. Everybody's happy.
This award was won under the Future of Farming prize, and it's about sustainability and all that sort of thing. And Marks and Spencer is a highly reputable company, so it's definitely interested in where the meat is coming from and can sell it, presumably, at a very good price.
And a key tenet of this, presumably, is traceability. The fact that individual animals from an individual property would be able to track right back. New Zealand's falling a bit behind there, isn't it, in terms of not having a national scheme underway already?
Well, both the dairy industry, Fonterra, and the meat industry have lobbied the government against us having cool in this country, because I guess with the dairy industry it compromises their ingredients business in North America in particular. But it's becoming a fact of life around the world, and if we're serious about being serious players, we have to get on board very, very quickly.
What do you think, Neville?
Well, there's no harm in having a premium product, but not all of it can be premium. So you can operate in both markets, I think. Where it's an advantage, you do it. If it's just commodity and you're selling at a volume, well, you wouldn't probably worry about it.
Now, Keith, you've got a bollocking, I believe, this week.
Yeah, $12 million to research Sauvignon Blanc. I mean, isn't it the most popular wine in Australia at the moment? We already know that our second biggest market in the world likes it. What do we need to do is spend $2 million a year finding out how to research it. And surely what this research is for, they claim, is to discover new high-quality styles. Well, new high-quality styles of wine come from winemakers, not from research labs.
But isn't there something to do with trying to match Sauvignon Blanc to the sweeter taste sensation that Asian markets like? Don't you think so?
No, I think it's just a way of getting some more funding for crop and food, really.
What do you think, Neville?
Oh, well, I would have thought there's a big gap between what you drink and taste and what the academics are doing.
Yeah.
But I don't see any harm in the research itself, though.
No, but that was part of the whole move of Zespri in developing the Zespri Gold, wasn't it? That's a sweeter tasting kiwi fruit, appeals much more to Asian palates than the rather
It certainly
sour tasting
does,
green
and
one.
it's the same with sheep meat, and virtually every product has to be tailored for the Asian market. And there's a lot of research at the Liggins Institute in Auckland about the effect of diet on pregnant women and obesity in later life, and certainly the Asians are interested in that.
Absolutely. Well, Keith, what should we be researching in the wine area, or should we just be leaving it up to the winemakers?
Oh, no, I think we should be doing research in the wine area, and there are a whole lot of areas we can do research in, but not into developing products in this way. It's, you know, we need to understand a lot more about why things taste the way they do. That's the groundwork that's been done with Sauvignon Blanc. But the tools that they have need to be used by winemakers. I mean, every single development in the New Zealand wine industry came from small winemakers with a dream. Pinot Noir, Sauvignon Blanc itself. You know, all of these things came from little guys out there trying to be creative, trying to be inventive with what they're doing and producing wonderful things.
So just let them do
Let
their
them get
thing.
on with it, yeah.
Thanks to my guests, National Business Review editor Nevil Gibson and freelance journalist Keith Stewart. And thanks to you at home for watching. Let me know what's on your mind. Email me at country99tv.co.nz. See you next week.